Okay, you're here. Come on in. Let's try and warm you up. Wednesday, January the 17th. Here's what we're working on this morning. New graphic images are set to roll out on Canadian cigarette packs.
Hamilton police investigating possible shots fired near a park in Stony Creek last night.
And singer-songwriter Jan Arden is calling out the Alberta government for better health care in this TikTok video that's gone viral. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brian, that is a very smart idea.
I'm warming up my fingertips.
Cold temperatures.
It's just cold.
Oh.
Today's the worst.
Yes, it's just awful.
This morning was the worst I found. Temperature-wise, is it the worst? Like, I know Monday was bad, too.
Actually, Monday was minus 16. This morning we're minus 15, but the winds are making it feel like minus 27. Right now. So that's why we have an extreme cold warning issued by Environment Canada for a lot of the Horseshoe and to areas to the west and to the north of us. Wind chill values could be around minus 30 for the day today.
Still nothing like they're getting out west, though.
Oh,
minus 40, minus 50?
Exactly. It is so cold out there. They have cold warnings for southern Manitoba, southern Saskatchewan. Oh, I remember living in Winnipeg in the winter and how joyously cold that was. But at least, you know, it was interesting living in Winnipeg in the winter. The police department went, it's so cold, there'll be no crime. Nobody's out. It was really interesting. So we have those cold temperatures here. So we have a risk of frostbite. If you don't cover up your skin, that skin could freeze in minutes. So be very careful this morning. Yeah, bundle up. Nice hot cup of tea or coffee will certainly help this morning. We should climb to about minus 8 later on with a wind chill, though, still of minus 18, even though we will see a bit of sunshine for the day today. We'll look at the forecast coming up. All right, quick check on traffic. We haven't heard of anything going on. It's pretty light volume, 403 Waterdown Road. That looks good to our MTO traffic cameras. And just, I'll give you a few, kind of an overview. Red Hill Creek camera looks good. Nothing there. Top of the Skyway Bridge all the way through Burlington, Oakville. Here's the camera east of 4th Line. No problems right now. A little bit of light snow is coming down at the moment, so be really careful on the roads once again. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up right now. The news.
Okay, up first, Canada is adding new graphic images and photos on cigarette packages to warn about the harm that smoking can cause, and they are quite something. Simone Gavros joins us live just down the road from us in Waterdown with more on this. Good morning, Simone.
Hi, good morning, Tim. Well, yes, there's going to be about 14 new graphic images that are going to be on the packages, and those are going to be hitting shelves very soon. And it is going to be warning about the harms that smoking can cause. Now, here's a look at some of those images, and just a caution that they are very disturbing. This is a look. The images include a picture of a bulging lump on someone's tongue, the damaging effects of neck and stomach cancer, and a greenish-black toe from gangrene. So those are just some of the images that are going to be rolled out soon. And it's the first time that these risks have been included in images since Canada adopted this approach back in 2001 and updated them back in 2012. Now, the photo warnings also build on various other harms of smoking, including heart attack, brain damage, and death. Now, Health Canada says that the goal is to slash smoking rates from 10% to less than 5% by 2035. Now, manufacturers must make sure that these pictures are on packages by January 31st, and then those packages will be in stores by April 30th. But for now, Annette, I'll send things back to you.
Okay, thanks very much. An Oakville home has been badly damaged after a fire spread from a garage to 2 cars parked out front. So the fire started in a home on Kesto Boulevard just after 8 o'clock last night. A fully involved garage fire had extended into the home. 2 people inside the house got out safely along with their pet cats. The fire spread to 2 vehicles that were parked in front of the house. A city bus was called in to keep neighbors warm as they evacuated from their homes. There's no word yet on the damage estimate or what's believed to have caused the fire.
Hamilton police are investigating possible gunfire near Battlefield Park in Stony Creek last night, that is. Investigators say an incident happened around 6 o'clock, and they began canvassing the area of King Street East and Battlefield Park. So police are asking anyone with dashcam footage or information to reach out to them.
One person has been taken to hospital in serious condition after a crash on Hamilton's Lincoln-Alexander Parkway. It happened where the link meets Dartnell Road and becomes the Red Hill Valley Parkway. Hamilton police say a number of vehicles were involved and one person was taken to hospital with serious injuries. A westbound lane on the Red Hill was closed while officers investigated.
Police in Hamilton are asking for the public's help locating a 30-year-old fugitive who's believed to be in the area. Amir Pertusik is wanted in connection with a criminal investigation. This dates back to October the 30th. Facing multiple charges, including 9 counts of failure to comply with a release order and mischief under $5,000. If you see him, do not approach. Instead, call 911 immediately.
Money from the proceeds of crime is going to help police services across the province prevent crime. The Ontario government is allocating more than $6 million over 3 years to 16 municipal police services, 4 OPP detachments, and 3 First Nations police services. Brantford Police are getting more than $22,000 of this money, while Six Nations Police are getting $300,000. The money will be used to support 23 projects by law enforcement agencies and their community partners. Meantime, the Ontario government is giving nearly $15 million to a private research lab in Waterloo. The Quantum Valley Ideas Lab says their work includes innovations in radio technologies, navigation, and timekeeping. They'll be getting $14.9 million through Ontario's Critical Technology Initiative program. The province says the money will enable Qville to add to their existing lab infrastructure, continued specialized research in quantum sensing, and will provide co-op and intern programs for postdoc students and new grads. And the federal government has released a list of sensitive research areas and the names of institutions that are considered a risk to national security. Newly announced restrictions mean the federal government will withhold funding for scientific research tied to dozens of schools, institutes, and labs in China, Iran, and Russia. They say there's concerns that those countries are determined to acquire sensitive Canadian research and intellectual partnership by partnering on projects with academics in our country. The government points to 11 strategically important fields, including AI, aerospace, and satellite systems.
Maple Leafs trying to right the ship last night as they took their road show to Western Canada, where they always get tons of support. But it was the same story as of late for the Buds in Edmonton, heading into the third with a lead. At goal by Ryan McLeod with just over 3 minutes left, beating Martin Jones would hold up as the winner as the Oilers extended their franchise record winning streak to 11 games. In 7 of those, they have trailed. And they were down 2-0 to the Leafs in the second, but mounted the comeback and scored the empty netter right there for the 4-2 win. Toronto has dropped 4 straight where they have blown a lead in the third in each of them. They try and get back in the win column. Down the QE2 on Thursday in Calgary.
Gerard wanted to center it. It goes through everybody to Lewinsky. He'll shoot and score!
Hard times continue in the nation's capital as the Senators would allow Colorado score 5 unanswered goals, including 4 of them in the third, as the Avs come back to beat the Sens 7-4 for their 6th loss in 7 games. They travel to Montreal tomorrow, where a packed house in Laval witnessed this last night in the PWHL.
Sova picked up her 5th assist of the season. Murphy now in front. They score!
Yeah, who else but Captain Clutch. Marie-Philippe Poulin scored the winner for PWHL Montreal to lift their squad over New York for their first home win at a rockin' rink in Laval with over 6,000 fans loving it. First home win for Montreal. They sit in second spot in the standings after 5 games. Toronto returns to the ice tonight when they host Boston at the Mattamy Athletic Center. All right, down under at the Australian Open, we're down to 1 Canadian left in the field. Leylah Fernandez had her match with American Alicia Parks delayed by rain for 3 hours. And despite a 3-game lead in the first set, she would drop that one 7-5, and then Parks would take the second as well, 6-4, to bounce the Canadian in 1 hour and 43 minutes. So that leaves Felix Auger-Aliassime as the only Canuck left in the field. He faces Frenchman Hugo Grenier later tonight. Hamilton Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and his OKC Thunder in LA after losing to the Lakers on Monday, facing that other LA squad who are one of the hottest teams in the league, would be the Clippers. SGA had a rare off night for him anyways, still scoring 19 points, but well off his 31-point-a-game average. Paul George was the star of this one for the Clippers. He dropped 18 of his 38 in the fourth to hand OKC a second straight loss, 128-117 in the final. Let's finish up closer to home with the Ticats and their returner Tyreek McAllister. He signed a future reserve contract with the Las Vegas Raiders in the NFL. 25-year-old who originally signed as an undrafted free agent with the Broncos back in 22, was signed by the Tabbies last year and was great on special teams and the offense. In addition to averaging 25 yards of kickoff and over 10 yards in punt returns, McAllister finished the season with 27 receptions for 364 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Time is 6:11. It's the 17th morning of January, and we're looking at extremely cold temperatures, which we will talk about in detail coming up. Right now, traffic, 403 Waterdown Road hasn't changed an awful lot. No word of any collisions at all around the Horseshoe. To our MTO traffic cameras, we'll start in St. Catharines. Here's the QEW Welland. Looks good right there. Nothing going on at the Red Hill Creek. Still looks fine. East of Brant Street through Burlington, Ford Plant and Oakville, and then we'll flip ahead to Cooksville Creek going through Mississauga. Not a lot to see. At least we don't have that snow that we had. Snow flurry activity. Now, Environment Canada, not just the Hamilton Medical Officer of Health issuing a cold weather alert, but Environment Canada is talking about an extreme cold warning for Hamilton, Halton, Peel, away from the lake, that is, Brant, Simcoe, Norfolk, Waterloo, Wellington, wind chill values around the -30 range, so there is a danger of frostbite. That's exposed skin can freeze so quickly. So today for school, sun clouds, chance of flurries this afternoon, but the temperature should climb to -8. We got to -9 yesterday. Sustained snow squalls coming off of Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Georgian Bay as well. And that's why we have snow squall warnings in effect for the shore of Lake Erie. So what we're looking at is a low pressure system to the north of us. Not really going to be a bother, just that southwest wind continuing with that whack of snow. And then we're looking at some more snow toward the end of the week as another low pressure system goes by us. Okay, so the values up there that you see are for Simcoe, Cayuga, Niagara Falls, 5 to 10 centimeters. Temperatures today, -7, -8 to -10. Wind chill values around -18. Another couple of centimeters tonight. Temperatures -9 to -12 degrees. -12 in Hamilton. Wind chill values in and around -20. And then tomorrow, looking at another 5 centimeters for the shore of Lake Erie. Temperatures a little bit better for tomorrow. -4, -5, wind chill values around -9 to -10. So it will feel a little bit better tomorrow, but the snow squall warnings in effect still for the shore of Lake Erie into Niagara Falls. So out the door this morning, light snow, just a little bit that we've had recently. Temperature right now -14. I know Emily's loving this, and we'll look at the long-range forecast coming up. And that's Tim.
And Emily, an important reminder, because what did you forget this morning?
My gloves.
No!
Driving.
No!
I had to do one of those where you pull your sleeves down on your
And you're
jacket.
driving like this?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't got the steering wheel warmer?
The heated steering wheel?
Yeah.
No,
we're not the Rockefellers.
I'm not
Do you
bougie.
have that?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Bev has that.
Wow.
Fancy.
Yeah.
No, my car's a 2011.
Right.
It's
How was that
old.
starting this morning?
And then it went. It was. But I do have an automatic car starter. So that I do have, which is nice. Okay.
I love that sound.
That's exactly what it was.
So a lot of people are going to be hearing that this morning.
It's not wrong. Okay, coming up, we're going to talk about Coachella. They've given us the brand new lineup, and something happened to Canadian singer-artist Jan Arden. She took a bit of a tumble, and we're going to discuss what happened when she went to the hospital.
Okay, we'll get you saying Coachella properly too.
What did I say?
Coachella.
And it's
I like that. It would be like the chocolate music festival.
Coachella.
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 I am
just going to
there.
stick with my noises. See you guys at the couch.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. All right, U.S. government has cleared the way for Florida to mass import Canadian pharmaceuticals. As you can imagine, that is causing some concern here at home. We'll see you in 2. Okay, here's a look at some numbers on this Wednesday morning. Canadian dollar down 13 basis points, sitting at 73.97 cents U.S. Gold down almost $2, 28.50 an ounce. Crude oil down $1.41, 70.41 a barrel. Okay, off to Europe we go. Hey, Europe markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, the markets were down today in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. Checking North American markets, the TSX was down 114. Dow Jones also down more than 200 points, while the Nasdaq slipped by 28.
Okay, so glad you're here on this Wednesday morning. Let's get into some business news. And Federal Health Minister Mark Holland is responding to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's recent approval for Florida to mass import medicine from Canada. So the decision had prompted immediate concerns within Canada's pharmacy sector about what that would mean for Canadian supplies. Holland warned that Canada has existing regulations that will prevent wholesalers and other members of the Canadian drug industry from selling medicine outside the country if there isn't enough left over for Canadians.
British Columbia's Premier David Eby says a proposed clean energy hydrogen project is going to cut natural gas emissions at a Prince George pulp mill by 25%. He says this project will create jobs, reduce carbon emission, and it has the potential to transform the northern BC city into a hydrogen investment center. The project will compress and purify waste hydrogen from a nearby plant and use that byproduct to operate boilers at a pulp mill. One of the companies behind this is Terralta Hydrogen Solutions. They say there are over 2,000 tons of stranded hydrogen produced every day in Canada, and they say they're just getting started.
And the Pilots Union for WestJet's regional subsidiary service, it's also known as Encore, are considering potential job action. The Airline Pilots Association represents more than 300 WestJet Encore pilots. It started the conciliation process by filing for help in negotiations with the Federal Mediation Service. The request leaves the federal labor minister 15 days to appoint a conciliation officer who it hopes will help both sides reach an agreement. If not, job action, which includes strikes, could be next.
More passengers of that Alaska Airlines flight that lost a panel are suing Boeing, and the airlines.
Her son's shirt.
This video from a plaintiff in the lawsuit is part of a collection of moments that were captured on board Flight 1282. It was set to go from Portland, Oregon to Ontario, California, but at 16,000 feet, a door plug on the Boeing 737 MAX 9 blew off. Now, as the investigation into what happened continues, passengers, 2 of them from California and 2 from Washington, are suing Alaska Airlines and Boeing for negligence.
Okay, that's the business news. Third straight day of extreme cold temperatures. How much longer will it last? We'll come back and ask Brian after this.
6:24 on the button. There it goes. We're looking at our MTO traffic cameras, QEW Martin. There's nothing to see here as you go through Niagara to St. Catharines. Excuse me. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, starting to get a little bit busy. Coming up Toronto bound, as you can see right there. Here's the QEW east of 4th. Nothing to see there. Continuing through Erin Mills Parkway, and we'll even dip into the 403. That's the 403 west of Highway 10. All looking good this morning. We've got a little bit of light snow flurry activity giving us some greasy roads, so be careful. But the thing to be careful of is the temperature. Temperature right now, -14. Wind chill, -23. Extreme cold warning in effect right now. -14 Grimsby, -13 Toronto, -15 into Mississauga right now. Those are our seasonal temperatures, -2 and -10, sun times and records for today. Now for school today, we could be around -15 for the first spell, a bit of sunshine, but chance of flurries later on. Temperature about -11 by that time of the afternoon. But today, we're going to climb to -8 with a wind chill of -18. So cold continues. Be really careful. That wind is going to make things mix and could make your skin freeze if it's not covered up if you're outside too long. Bit of sun. -12 tonight, but actually the temperature in Hamilton could rise a little bit overnight as we get a little bit milder temperature for tomorrow. -5, wind chill -9, some flurries, maybe 2 to 4 centimeters Friday, -7 Saturday, -4 Sunday, so temperatures moderate. What's that? A plus side temperature? What? Okay, we'll take it. I know I didn't forget to put the minus sign on that. So we get some flurries into Monday into Tuesday, and it does get milder finally. That's your forecast.
We were talking, were these cold temperatures like last week? And
Yep.
They're here. Let's warm up a little bit and head to Florida because the neon dream of the 90s is alive and well in the Sunshine State.
I built this track because it's been my dream for 44 years. I've been talking about it my whole life. And I knew if I built it, I'd bring skating back to America.
The world's newest outdoor roller skating track is opened in the Florida Panhandle. Weber Skate World kicked things off by hosting an international competition. More than 300 world champions and international competitors signed up. If you're interested in dusting off those roller skates or roller blades, they use both here.
Do they? Okay, I'm only seeing blades in this.
Yeah, on their website, they're showing a lot of roller skates.
Okay.
So Weber Skate World, it's in Milton, Florida, which is actually pretty close to Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
So it's way, way up there in the Panhandle. They have skate parties, open skates, and skate rentals.
Did you ever roller skate as a kid? Did you ever do that?
No, although there was a place in Simcoe called the Odd where my sister used to go roller skating, but I was never coordinated enough to roller skate.
It's hard because I've been out with the Hammer City roller derby in the past.
Because it's not the same push-off as an ice skate.
As an ice skate, and I'm used to ice skating, so when you get on the 4 wheels, it's just like you're just like a new fawn trying to walk for the first skate for the first time.
Bambi.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, it's cold. Okay, that is a top story. So you know how to do it, I guess. We're Canadian, we're strong, right? We still
Gotta
like
roll
to
with it.
Yeah. We like to complain though too. Maybe do more of that coming up.